Hey guys, this here is the 2012 Hyundai Genesis with the Premium and Tech package. It has the 3.8 liter 333 horsepower V6. I bought this in 2015 as a certified pre-owned lease with the 10-year 100,000 mile warranty. This car had 42,000 miles. Now it's up to 59,000 miles. Before I bought it, I cross-shopped the BMW 528i, the Mercedes E350, and the 2007 Audi A8. This specific Hyundai Genesis was listed at $26,000, and I paid $22,500. That went up to $25,000 after taxes, licensing, registration, and fees. Costs on this, I pay about $200 a month in regular gas. Gets 28 miles per gallon highway, 22 miles per gallon mixed 50-50 city highway driving, 19 miles per gallon one on the city only driving. This car rarely sees anything above 3,000 RPM. I usually like to keep it steady at around 1,500 RPM when I'm cruising around. Other than that, insurance, $1,200 a year, and in 2 years, I've only had to do oil changes and take it to the dealer 4 times. First thing, keyless entry. Keys in my pockets. I can enter the car like this. Now you can see the mirrors folded like
this. If I unlock twice, the mirrors fold out. If I lock twice, the mirrors fold in.
Now here you can see all the trunk release, mirror switch, mirror folding. It even has a power sunshade, 2 memory seats over here. Hop in the car. There's a nice chime to greet you every time you enter your car. Now over here, it's got the front and rear parking sensors, lane departure warning system. This is an ESC off button. This is the brightness of the instrument cluster. This here is auto hold, so I could actually keep my foot off the brake when I'm at a traffic light. The car will stay stopped. Here you can see the turn signal stock, left, right. Right now it's on automatic headlights. These here are the fog lights. You can turn that on and off. High beam, you pull for that. Push if you want to keep it there for a while until you bring it back. On the steering wheel, you can see I have more buttons. This here is a smart cruise control. This is my favorite button on the steering wheel. I can set 3 different distances. The car will follow in front of me. It will brake and accelerate for me as I'm driving. That's a very useful feature on the highway. Now we're going to start it right up. That's custom. I can show that in a different video. This here is a color instrument cluster. So this is different from the premium and non-tech Genesis because it's color. Beautiful to look at. Shows a bunch of different things. Compass, trip, speed, all of that. Media side, we have this beautiful non-touchscreen display. Shows navigation, even shows DVD. And with the DVD, I get the Lexicon 7.1 17 speaker surround sound. So this sounds truly amazing. If you have the chance to bump this in your car, I highly recommend that you do it. It sounds phenomenal. It's got the 6-disc DVD changer. Lexicon, as I said. 8-speed automatic transmission. You have the cooled seats for the driver, heated all around, so rear seats have heated, everything else is heated. For some reason I'm surprised they didn't put a cooled seat in the front, but not complaining. This is an iDrive-like system. You can press all of your different sources. You can press the map, navigation all over here. So it's all within your reach. I put my arm right here a lot, and a lot of the controls are easy to access. All the AC controls are up here. This is the large back seat, which is almost the size of an S-Class. And I've ridden in other cars before. I've had 5 people in here at one time. And there's enough space for everybody. Here is the Homelink mirror. You can program up to 3 different garages if you have that many. This is the lane departure warning system module, so it detects the lanes in the ground. If you go up here, you can store your glasses. Sunroof controls are here. And there's the sunroof. One thing to notice about this car is that it's really driver focused. You can see a lot of the buttons and controls are on the driver's side. Now in the back, I'm a 5'6" guy, and currently the front seat is set to that. I actually still have a lot of legroom here. You can see this, I'm moving my legs around a lot. If I have 3 people back here, they actually can sit comfortably. This is unreal compared to the Mercedes and the BMW. If you look over here, you can see the red and blue dots indicating hot and cold. You can actually set the climate back here, so 2 different climate settings for the front, and you could set one back here as well. That's pretty cool. You got more vents, more speakers all around the car. It's got the rear power sunshade that comes up and down, and more speakers. This car is loaded with speakers. Over here you got the rear heated seats. So the optimal way to have people sit in your car is just have 4 people in here. If you have the 5th one in here, then people can't really use the heated seats. As I said, everything you touch in this car is non-plastic. So right here, this is like a really soft leather that you can press on. This is leather here, also leather, more leather. This is a plush leather, which I like to rest my arm on. This here is like a wood looking surface. I'm hoping that's wood, but it's beautiful. Even here, when you press down here, it's the same material as up here. This is not a car where you're going to find plastic. Alloy wheels, large and nice for the car. Pretty cool shark fin antenna, just to add style and class to the car. This front grille and these killer headlights command a lot of attention every time you arrive somewhere. Tail lights are all LED. Look at them. It's a lot of LEDs. These wipers up here can sense rain. They're automatic. Lots of trunk space. You can see I got a case of waters over there, some toys, and a go bag. Now the one thing I don't like about this car is that these seats don't fold down, but you have a little hole where you can stick things through the car. Now that I've mentioned one of the cons, I'm gonna go down the other list of cons that I've encountered while having this car. So one thing is, when you go to your phone, you'll notice that you can't really play the music from the phone via Bluetooth. You have to connect it via aux or USB. That's one gripe, but I have an aux cord and that's okay. Another thing is, while this car has a really smooth ride, if you find a pothole in the road, the car hits it quite hard. But those large potholes are like once out of 1,000 miles that I've experienced it, and other than that, this car has the ride that rivals BMW and even Mercedes. And down here, sometimes if I'm too eager to leave and I put the car in reverse really quickly, the backup camera does not engage. But if I had waited just 1 or 2 seconds longer, then the backup camera would have engaged. There was one instance where the sound didn't work, and that's not a problem that you want to have. What I did is I powered the car off, went back into the mall for about 10 minutes, came back out, and boom, sound came back. Now in the engineering menu, you can actually reset the amplifier, so I'm not worried about this problem anymore. So in other cars that I've driven, like Chevys and Lexus, you can actually see the speedometer in the center screen right there. Earlier I mentioned that aside from the cool things about this car, there are some issues with it. I did take it to the dealership 4 times, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did every time I visited the dealership. So number 1, take a look down here. If you're going to buy a Genesis, look at the chrome down here, because sometimes it is not smooth. There were some bubbles in here that I had to get fixed, and the dealership replaced them for me free of charge. The fuel filler is another reason why I took it back to the dealership, because every time I went to get gas in the past, the car would keep clicking it would keep stopping the pump from completing its task of filling the car up with gas. So I had to take the car in for that, all under warranty. This turn signal stock was actually an issue because every time I would make a signal to go left or right, the headlights would go out at night. And then they'd come back half a second after that. They replaced the turn signal stock, and that's okay now. Lastly, the issue with electronic climate control. So I had this issue where on a very hot day, the car would not cool down. And that was attributed to a bad compressor. I actually took it to the dealer, put the AC on blast, and showed them that it was just blowing hot air. So if you're looking for a Genesis, take note of that. So aside from those 4 things I took it to the dealership for, I did have those oil changes as I mentioned. This car is up to 59,000 miles from 42,000. And so far, the ownership has been phenomenal. It doesn't get as many problems as its German counterparts. It rides nicely, it has a killer sound system, a lot of cool features, and it really is the best bang for its buck, even after 2 years. I'm still happy with it, don't plan to sell it. I'd like to keep it until 200,000 miles and see how it goes. But other than that, this is the Hyundai Genesis with the premium and tech packages. Thank you for watching. Bye.